So hello guys, good evening. Thank you for joining in. Thank you to everybody on behalf of Onchain Asia. Hello Priyanshu. Hello Raghu sir. All right, so we have a handful of people who have joined. It's great. Okay. Leave a GM in chat if you're excited for what's ahead.
So let me know once I
Second. All right, everyone can hear me, right? I just got a DM saying.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. So Synergetics.
Yeah, your voice is clear.
Okay, okay. So their mission is to build infrastructure, protocols, and tools around AI agents that can act autonomously. So they are an AI/agentic AI platform company. We have Mr. Raghu Bala who has joined us today. So he is the CEO and co-founder of the company. Hello, sir.
Hi, nice to meet you all.
So I would like to hand over to Raghu, sir. Please.
Yeah.
Good luck with
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Hi everyone. My name is Raghu Bala. I'm the founder and CEO of Synergetics. I'm going to go through this presentation. It's going to be in the following format. The first 20 minutes or so, I'm going to go through some slides to kind of acquaint you with what we do. And then after that, I'm going to hand off to Prince, who will handle a lot of the demonstrations, and then we might have some time for Q&A and so on. So let me quickly begin. Let me know if you can see my screen. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's visible.
So Synergetics is a platform, AI platform company based in Southern California. Last week, we were selected top 6 out of 24 companies among the top agentic AI companies in the US by F6S, which many of you might know of as a big startup community. So that definitely ranks us very highly. A little bit of background myself. I've had 4 exits to date. Also one of the elite researchers at MIT Media Lab with the Nanda protocol or Nanda ecosystem. So let me just segue quickly into what Nanda is. This is the Internet of AI Agents, and those who are interested can go to nanda.mit.edu. And so that initiative somewhat shapes some of the things we do. We have contributed heavily into that ecosystem, and want to distinguish between Internet of AI agents versus intranet of AI agents. So most of the AI agents that one encounters today are AI agents that work within confines of an enterprise. Ours works not only within the enterprise, but also can communicate with elements outside the enterprise, whether it be other websites, other agents, be able to discover other agents, be able to pay. Every agent that we have actually carries a wallet and uses Web3 rails to make payments and so on. So all of those interesting things become available with the combination of AI and blockchain. So I actually have been instructing courses at MIT for the last 8 years on AI, blockchain, and decentralized finance. And then previously at Columbia University when I was living the east coast of the US. And then in India, I'm a deep tech mentor at IIT Madras and adjunct professor at VIT in Vellore. Okay, so now in terms of the agent economy itself, it consists of, I think, 4 major sort of groups of people. One is enterprise, second is consumer, third is creator, and fourth is the community. So all of these different sort of groups engage with one another in the agent economy. In the agent economy, you can compare it to, let's say, YouTube economy, where you have content creators, you have consumers, you have advertisers, all of them come together and create the economy, same way it happens here. And we are launching a token later this year, which enables the economy to function, where different entities would pay money into the economy, and some entities would make money off of the economy, similar to YouTube. And so we have enterprises who can leverage the agent economy by using our AgentWorks tools. Creators can sell models, can sell different elements of the AI ecosystem in the agent economy. Community members can participate by offering their services in terms of being testers using our tools. And then consumers can even join in by using our wallet, which is currently on iOS and Android. You can go to the respective stores, download it, create your own twin. The .twin TLD belongs to us in Web3. So we have partnered with Unstoppable Domain. So for example, if your name is Joe, you can create Joe.twin, and you'll create an avatar which looks like you, talks like you, and you can, over time, we are adding more capabilities where you can add, give it some work to do. So you can watch Netflix or go play tennis while it's doing some work on your behalf, looking for something for shopping or making travel arrangements and things like that. So that's the agent economy that we play in. And all of these capabilities are native to the agents that we create, which is that is a persistent ID, it's registered in a registry. Agents have got a name, like I said, Joe.twin. Agents carry a wallet. That wallet carries the ID as well as currency for payments and stuff like that. Agent Connect works like Wallet Connect. We can connect to websites, dApps, and so on. Agent Talk, which is a patented protocol. Here we are collaborating with the likes of Google with what we have known as A2A protocol. So this is sort of I would say a superset of A2A protocol, but we're extending A2A to with Agent Talk currently. And then there's a marketplace where people who want to sell things can place things. You can rent an agent, for example, in the marketplace and use it for your business, stuff like that. Okay, now just quickly, I want to take a step back and just look at the ecosystem as a whole. Enterprises are moving from human-centric workforces to workforces that include both humans and agents. And these agents manifest themselves in the form of avatars, chatbots, voice agents, and also can be embedded in different devices and so on. So, for example, yesterday I was talking to a major, I'd say, refrigeration and cold chain supplier in the ecosystem. They do refrigeration for food and pharmaceuticals and trucks and things like that. They also are a major company that does air conditioning in buildings and homes and so on. So that company wanted to employ agents in their trucks, and that would be an example of agents that work within devices, like the device that I showed them. I'm just going to show it to you. It's a Jetson Nano device that I hope you all can see. It's a device in which we embed the agents, and agents run on a small footprint. Unlike, you don't need a GPU, it runs on a CPU in a kind of a contained environment. We use things like Nano GPT and so on. So that's the type of things that we're talking for in here. So there's a lot of deployment options from cloud to down to edge. Okay, now what are agents? Agents, I've got 4 types of agents actually. So let's define them. Co-pilots, which are agents that support a human doing the work. Agent assisted agents, which are agents where you give the work, it does A to Z by itself, but you have to tell it what to do. The next one is autonomous agent, where you give it a goal, saying like you have to go from A to Z, it figures out how to get there. So an example of it might be of Tesla self-driving car. Given a destination, it'll figure out which roads to use based on traffic patterns, or maybe there are road repairs or whatever else. It'll figure out the most optimal path. And so same way for agents that we develop in the very near future, it'll be able to make decisions on its own, and human simply gives the goal and it does it. And then finally, you have decentralized autonomous agents, where agents have to communicate across enterprise boundaries. So what do we mean by that? So a lot of the agents that you see currently are singular agents that work by themselves and doing a particular task. So let's say it's a bookkeeper agent in a small company. But now if you graduate to a larger company, you have bookkeeper, accountant, controller, and CFO. Some of these might be human, some of these might be agents, and you need a mechanism to first orchestrate the workflow, as well as communicate between the different roles. And so we have our agent talk protocol to help us here, as well as agent flow, which is our orchestration tool. And then if you go to a larger company, now you are talking an auditor who might be an external auditor, maybe a KPMG or a Deloitte or companies like that, who would audit your books and so on. Now your agents might have to communicate across enterprise boundaries, and this is where blockchain comes into play, where we can have agents be able to discover one another. The agents are registered in a registry. There is KYA, know your agent, to prevent bad actors from entering the ecosystem, and so on. Whereas here in the middle picture, all of these elements trust each other because you're working within one company. Here, when you go across enterprise boundaries, the trust is gone. So you have to re-establish that trust using decentralized IDs, registry, and so on. That's the ecosystem that we have built, and we are a first mover in that space. Now, what's an agent in a very deeper sense? A lot of the agents that we see out there, I wouldn't classify as agents. I'd classify them as more as robotic process automation, because they are thin wrappers around LLMs. They don't have ID, they don't have registry, there's no workflow, they don't carry a wallet, they can't pay anyone, they can't talk to anyone. In our case, we have multimodality, which, like I told you, voice, text, video, and so on. They cannot plan or reflect on anything. So there's a lot of things that make up what we call an agent. And so the agents that we build through our platform, that those listening in or watching this can also participate in our ecosystem by building agents using our tools that come with this full complement of capabilities. And these are what the second generation of agent technology is all about. The first generation, I consider them as more proof of concept type things. Now we're getting into industrial strength, enterprise grade agents, and that's what Synergetics is all about. So now for enterprises using agents, what are we talking about in terms of, why do you do it? You do it because you want to either improve your efficiency, improve your quality, reduce cost. And so there are many metrics by which success can be measured in this agentic AI space. So the customers that we have spoken to, we have worked with rather, we have been able to save them significantly in terms of using agents versus humans in certain functions, and actually better using the humans for better purposes with more value add, as opposed to doing, like, let's say, paperwork, which is drudgery, which takes many hours. We can shave it down to a few minutes. Now, in terms of security, it's a big problem in the agent space, because enterprises who use agents with public LLMs, what happens is they push their information into these LLMs, and you're only training these LLMs and losing your information. You have no control over data, IP, and so on. And then ultimately, these companies build models and build agents that compete with your enterprise and share it with your competitors. So this is a big problem that a lot of enterprises come to us with. And how we work with them is we create a private LLM, or it could be a private SLM, small language model, or specialized language models. And so the data and IP don't leave your enterprise. It could be on your cloud, on your on-premise infrastructure, or even on edge, like I showed you with the Jetson Nano. Now, our tools will help you fine-tune models and so on, and I'll show you what fine-tuning means. And then it all ends up in a stack that you control. So now the stack itself looks like you have infrastructure at the bottom, and we are partnered with companies like HP who bundle AgentWorks with their enterprise installations. And then the foundation model guys over here, and you can use them, or you can also use small language models. But what we suggest is not to use them out of the box, but to actually fine tune them, and I'll share with you how that looks like. And then on top of, and we can characterize ourselves as middleware, like I showed you with the agent diagram, ID, registry, payment, the ability to connect to other sites, dApps, all of the capabilities come into this middleware. And then on top of that, you have applications that are built, and we focus on finance and healthcare. And then third parties can use our SDKs and APIs to build applications on mobile or web using our tools. Okay, and then in terms of security, this is where we really distinguish ourselves, because enterprises take it very seriously. secure data, whether it's stored in an encrypted format, let's say for HIPAA or SOC 2 compliance. Your models are fine-tuned, so the security there, because when you have hallucination, it creates sort of a liability to your enterprise. So you want to make sure that the answers are accurate. That's a form of security in and of itself. You have on-premise storage if you need it. You can have a trusted execution environment, which is called agent VM, that we run agents on top of to prevent malware from infecting the agents. Secure communication when you communicate between agents and so on. In fact, one of my partners at HP, he put in an article today on LinkedIn, which is people talk about MCP, which is Model Context Protocol, but it's full of security loopholes. And he mentions a 5-step process to reduce such risk. So we work with our partners to not only provide technology, but also learn from them to make sure that the solutions are not only solving a problem, but they're also secure at the same time. And then in terms of the IDs, we use zero knowledge proof technology. And then for payments, we have this concept of verified credentials that we know these agents are from a reliable source. We can actually exchange value with those agents and so on. So a lot of trust issues come into play when you deal with agents. Now, in terms of tools, really quickly, we have Lang Train to train agents, to test agents with Lang Test, to create the workflow orchestration with Agent Flow, and then the trusted execution environment is Agent VM. And so in terms of fine-tuning, I suppose a lot of the LLM wrapper guys, all they're doing is taking a model out of the box and putting RAG, and the amount of variation in the results is quite big. And I know this for a fact because I teach the subject at MIT. So this is a problem. This is why 95% of projects are going to fail. And this is according to an MIT study that came out of the very group, the Nanda group that we are working with. Now, the way you're supposed to do it is take a fine-tuning, you take an out-of-the-box model, you fine-tune it with several layers of information. So, for example, let's say it's healthcare, you take broad healthcare information, then let's say that you're focusing on orthopedics, you put orthopedics here. Then let's say that you're working for a particular medical system, a hospital system, you put that there. And then finally, your customer data, you put it here. Now, this fine-tuned model, you can apply RAG to it for late-breaking information, which is after post your fine-tuning, because your fine-tuning cycles might be every week, every month, every day, whatever it might be. There might be a lag time between the last time it's fine-tuned and information that's come after that. So you bring that information, dynamic information, to improve your outcomes. So your level of results becomes extremely precise using this, about 500%, not my numbers, third-party studies. Now, in terms of the agent economy, we provide a wallet, which is already on App Store and Google Play Store. And this is the mobile version, the human-readable version, but it's also available in embedded version and also for agents to use online. And then this is the Agent Talk protocol that enables agent-to-agent communication. This is where we are working with the likes of Google to enable communication to happen in both structured and unstructured format. Human to agent, of course, unstructured, because humans don't talk bits and bytes. They only talk English or French or Hindi or whatnot, whatever language. But then human agent to agent, they might need to use structured protocols, because for many industries, there are already structured protocols like EDI in supply chain, HL7 in healthcare, and OFX in foreign exchange, and so on. So there are different structured protocols that structure can be brought in here to enable communication with legacy systems even. Okay, now in terms of marketplace, this is where the agents, once completed, they find a home, and those creators can create agents to rent them out and benefit from the agent economy in terms of getting rent for these agents that they rent out to others. Now, in terms of working with other companies and other agents technologies, what we have done is provided Agent Wizard, which enables us to ingest agents. And our agents natively create all these capabilities, but then these agents are not interoperable currently. So what we did was to give them the same capabilities as our agents, so that all agents across the spectrum can communicate with one another. Now, there are a couple of videos. I'm not going to play these right now. I think we're short of time. So I'm just going to skip past this and hand it over to Prince so that he can walk you through the tools and so on. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Raghu. Let me quickly share my screen. All right, hopefully my screen is visible.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So the purpose of this demo is to basically show you the functionality of the tools and kind of show you the practical application of what Raghu just kind of talked about. So we'll be running through a demo real quick because we're short of time. So I'll go. Basically, our platform is a horizontal platform. It's not any domain specific, or it's not restricted to any vertical per se. So for the purpose of this demo, I'll be like considering like an insurance company, let's say whatever, like XYZ insurance company, which is based in California and sells insurance products, right? So what I show is how you can create a customer support humanoid agent for their website to handle customer inquiries. So first step involved in doing this is basically model training using a LangTrain tool, which fine-tunes a large language model with the organization-specific data, including detailed information about various products, or what XYZ insurance company offers, things like that. So let's quickly just dive into LangTrain, and here we have two options. There's a model list and instance list. First, we'll have a look at the model list. So in order to create a model, all you have to do is click on Create Model and just enter whatever name you want. Let's say, and click on Next. You can add description and tags as you wish. And here we start a new pipeline, fine-tuning pipeline. You can just stick to this new name as I click on Create. So these are basically the infrastructure providers that Raghu kind of showed in the AI stack earlier. So we for this demo we'll be using AWS. So click on AWS and click on Next. And here you enter your basically the organization will enter their cloud credentials. So for my purpose, I'll just enter a JSON file here. And what this is going to do is basically fetch all the data. And you can test the connection as well. Okay, so then we click on Next. And now here we have two options. One is pre-prepared dataset and one is source files. So right now we are supporting pre-prepared datasets where the organizations themselves will handle the data on their end. So here the two is upload a JSON file. And let it upload. Okay, so here basically you can just upload the data and go to the next fine-tuning process, right? So once the fine-tuning process is done, then you would basically launch the instance. Let me see if I can select existing one. So let me just go through this quickly. Right. So this is the fine-tuning page. You'll be entering your model name, and here is where you select the base model that you're gonna train the model on. And this is the fine-tuning instructions, and then you have a bunch of fine-tuning options. So there are tooltips for what these options are, and you can just hover over it and kind of understand what it is. And once all that setting is done, you can just click on Next, and then here's where you select what GPU you want to use. So right now, because our connection is not established, you can select what GPU you want to use and then click on Start Training. So once you start training, it'll go through all the steps for the fine-tuning. And it usually takes, let's say, for this the amount of data that I've uploaded, usually for 30 to 40 minutes. And once that is done, now you have fine-tuned your model. Next is here to create an instance. So creating an instance is also straightforward. Instance name, stick to whatever name. And once the fine-tuning is complete, you can select the model that you have fine-tuned. And here again, cloud provider is AWS. I'll enter the AWS credentials here. And click on import. And just refresh this. So here again, you can select the GPU instance and create the instance that you want. So once you've done all this, then you can start testing a model with our testing tool, with line test, and just click on try it. And select the model that you want to test. So basically, we have three types of testing. One is type and ask, paste and ask, and upload and ask. All are like text-based testing solutions. So for type and ask, let's say you want to ask the model a question, right? So whenever you're testing a model, we assume you're the subject matter expert, and you would know whether the model is responding correctly or not. And this is all NLP. So let's say I want to ask the model this question. I'll just click on proceed and ask. So basically it gives you an answer here. And then if you want to ask it further questions, you can, again, like it's just like a chat interface that you would usually use. And then we can give a rating system as well. And then the second type of testing is basically you paste a certain type of content. So in this case, the model that I have trained is in the insurance domain, right? So I would want to test the model on, let's say, content which is in insurance, and I want to see whether the model is answering it correctly or not. So just paste the content that I have here. Yeah. And now after that, once I pasted the content, I have a few options here to select the kind of test that I want to set. So I can set the difficulty level for the test, and then I can select what type of test that I want to test. So we have multiple choice or true, false, or descriptive. So let's say I just select true, false, and for the number of for the amount of content that I have pasted here, can generate a couple of questions. Then click on next. So it gives me a pop-up saying that okay, these many credits will be used, and click on proceed. So what's going to do right now is like it's going to go through the content, and it's going to generate a question answer key. So it gives you the question and the answer to those questions as well. So once this is generated, now what we can do is ask the exact same question to the model, and we click on proceed and ask. So we can see the model has answered the questions correctly, and you can always refer to what the question answer key was to check whether the answers are correct or not. So that was the second way of testing. The third way of testing is very similar. It's basically you would just upload any content that you want to test the model on. Let's say you have a PDF file you want to test, you'll just click on upload and set the same settings here. We have an option to customize the test further as well if you want to add like different types of tests. Like I showed you the true and false. If you want to select multiple choice and descriptive, all of them together, and set the difficulty level for each test, you can do that as well. So that's what you can do with the advanced options, and that is upload and ask. So now that we have fine-tuned our model and kind of tested the model, there are different ways to interact with the model. So I'll show you quickly how to create your own avatar. So avatar is one way where you can interact with the model that you created, right? So for creating avatars, all you have to do is click on avatar and create avatar and select the kind of what kind of avatar you would want. So say right, and select the gender, and let's say I upload a photo here, and just click on generate avatar. So what this is going to do is going to put it in queue, and it takes about maybe 5 to 6 minutes to generate the avatar. Once that is done, once it's generated, you can use it for your workflow orchestration, which we are going to look at next. So that is the agent flow tool. So we go into agent flow, and this is your workflow orchestration. So to create a new workflow, all you have to do is click on new workflow, put the workflow name. So just going to keep it consistent here. Click on next. And this is our workflow canvas. The first thing is you set the input parameters. Let's set the user ID, which is some default values. Save. And here is where I select the interface. So since I've created an avatar, I'll select the avatar option. I can select a welcome message here, and select the author that was created, select the language, and some location that I would want, and click on save. Location is basically the background of what the author is going to be like. So then after that, I select the model. So in this case, I have the insurance brain. Select insurance, and here I have to enter a prompt. Paste, and basically leave the rest as is, and then click on save. Once that is done, we just connect these two together. And this is just a very, very basic surface level setup of how we can like add an avatar and connect it to the brain. We have a bunch of other options as well. If you don't go for a lot more complicated orchestration, you can do that here. So now once that is done, you just click on save workflow. And let me see if I can execute this. I think for the audio to come through, I'll have to reshare my screen to this tab. Give me a quick second.
Hi, I am Angela. I will be your customer support agent today. How can I help you?
Hi, Angela, how are you?
I am doing great, thanks for asking. It's always a beautiful day when I get to help people with their insurance needs. How about you? Do you have any specific insurance-related questions or concerns you'd like to discuss? Maybe we can even explore some options for you. I am all ears and ready to help.
So here you can either speak to the model as I just showed, or you can also have the option to chat and it will respond to you. So that was a quick way, like how we started from fine-tuning, then testing, and then setting up the model and creating the avatar and interacting with it. So we went from like fine-tuning all the way to interacting. Usually the whole process will take maybe just like minutes or maybe just hours. Like for the purpose of the demo, I just sped up everything and use some existing stuff. But usually it doesn't take too long. Right. So let me switch back to my, sorry about that. All right. So that was agent flow. Next, we'll have a look at agent seller. This is basically the seller portal that Raghu briefly mentioned, like how you can bring in whatever fine-tuned models or anything related to your AI agent can be brought into our platform here through the seller portal, and you can publish the model through here to the marketplace. So initially, whenever you create a model, let's say this is the one that we created, it has the status like ready for approval. So you just have to click on that and click on initiate request. So what that does is that it throws it back to us, and we go through your settings. Like once you click on initiate request, you can set like, do you want it to be a private model, public, or unlisted, like the same way how you would, let's say, for example, upload YouTube videos, right? Whenever you upload a YouTube video, you have the option to either set it as private, public, or unlisted, the same way we are doing with everything that we have through our agent seller portal as well. So once you set all this, set the tags, and then you can just click on submit and it will come back to us and we will approve it. So basically the next step there would be to tokenize your model. So once you tokenize the model, then it goes through the tokenization process. And once the tokenization process is done, it's basically minted and put as a an NFT into your organization's wallet. So from there, then you can publish your model into the marketplace, and either it can be used within your enterprise, or generally people can rent it out, and it could be a place to like earn some income from there. So that kind of brings us to the end of the demo. Hopefully that kind of showed the functionality, the basic functionality of the tools that we have for enterprises as well as users to use. and create their own AI agents. Yeah, so I think right now we can open up for Q&A if we have time for that. Like, I think we have a few more minutes, so maybe we can open up for Q&A.
Right. Guys, feel free to ask your questions in the chat. Once again, I'd like to be respectful of your time. I understand we are very short on time. Okay, so Akash has asked, how does Synergetics AI integrate Web3 components like blockchain for secure and autonomous transactions within AI workflows?
So yeah, I will answer that. So basically, we use blockchain in AI. Actually, the use of blockchain happens in potentially three ways. Decentralized AI is decentralized ID, decentralized data, and decentralized compute. Those are three ways in which blockchain is leveraged in AI. So as a company, we currently only work with decentralized ID. Decentralized data and decentralized compute is problematic for enterprises because enterprises don't want their data leaving their premises and be on nodes, and enterprises have a problem with any of their data being computed on decentralized nodes again. So for those reasons, since we focus on the enterprise space, we focus only on decentralized ID. The way we use it is we have a L2 chain that we use, where we use it as a registry. Whenever we create agents, these agents have a ID, a decentralized ID, and they're given a wallet. And this agent is registered on the blockchain in our agent registry, where we use L2 chain. So that's how we use Web3. Now, this wallet is also being used for payments and those types of things. So the wallet actually supports Web3 rails. We are also adding Web2 rails right now. So the agent itself also is tokenized. So that's another area where we use Web3. So agent itself is tokenized. Unlike most agents out there, which are just simply code operating on some ecosystem or platform, we actually tokenize our agents. So in this sense, the agents actually NFTs under the hood. So that's another sort of like place where we leverage Web3. So hopefully that makes sense.
All right. Thank you, sir. Tane has asked a question. I believe Mr. Ravi Shankar has also asked a question. Agent registry part, they have asked to touch up a bit more on that.
So agent registry, think of it as a yellow pages of agents. So why do you want to register a car? Why do you want to register a home? These are registries of real world assets, right? So you can look up who's the owner, you can discover. So in the old days, nowadays you all don't use yellow pages. I'm going to date myself, but when regular phones were there before cell phone age, yellow pages were there for landlines, where you look up a person's name like John Doe and you see what's his phone number, and every city had its own yellow pages. So same way, a registry is a kind of a directory of agents that you can look up an agent, and the information of the agent is maintained in an agent card. That agent card is the metadata of that agent, which says this is the agent produced by so and so, and it's got these capabilities. It's able to communicate using these vocabularies. That means it can do e-commerce, or it can do different types of vocabularies it can speak in. And so it's a kind of like a visiting card, a calling card for an agent. So you can discover agents and try to communicate with it.
Okay. Off to our final question by Tane. How do the agents continually learn and adapt based on real-time data and interactions within the AgentWorks environment?
Sure, that's a good question. So what happens is, initially when all of our agents have got a base knowledge, which we call it the brain, which is what Prince showed you in terms of training an agent's brain, fine-tuning agent's brain. That's the one-time learning that happens. Now, what the question was is, how do you do continuous machine learning, right? Because that's what differentiates a agent from some static kind of thing. It continuously learns. So what happens is, periodically this brain can be trained with new information, and it can come from its interactions that it has with customers and other things, or the creator of the agent can add new information. So let me give you an example. Let's say that two areas which have got a lot of dynamic information in the world of sports and the world of let's say finance, like stock market and so on. So every day there's new price information, there's new financial results being published, all kinds of new information entering the stock market. So the data is ever changing. Same thing as sports. There are new results, players injured, this team won, that team lost, whatever, players transferred from team to team, things like that. So when the data is continuously changing, the agent has to keep up. Now, there are two ways of keeping up. One is you train the base model by giving it new information. That's the tuning part of it. The second way is RAG. RAG will give you some up-to-date information. Now, that is a kind of a delta of time between each fine-tuning, because fine-tuning is an expensive process to compute, and so you don't want to fine-tune all the time because it's expensive. So you might do it, let's say, every week, every month, and so on. Now, in between information that has come in, like let's say some sports games were played like the last 2 days, and your fine-tuned model doesn't have that knowledge, you have to bring it in through RAG. So you have to do both in order to keep it up to date. And the source of it could be information that's as the agent starts to perform, it can take that information, or outside information that's happening in the industry, you can push it into the brain as well. Either way.
All right. We're getting a lot more questions now. Mukesh has asked another question. Can any individual use these agent to his specific requirements for purchasing health insurance, or for me and my family in India where I'm living? We have also asked for data.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, sir.
The health insurance example, we work with insurance companies who leverage these agents, and it's B2B. And then if it's for so it's B2B, and then those enterprises that we power, they support their customers, which is the C, like whoever consumer is. And so these agents would work with their consumers to answer questions prior to someone signing up for a policy, things like that. But we don't directly interact with consumers. The only time we directly interact with consumers is through our wallet. And when you download it, you can create your own avatar, which is your digital twin, and do things. But we ourselves, like to answer insurance question, we don't directly interact with customers, people buying policies and things like that.
Right. Thank you, sir. Since we are very short on time, this would be the last question we'd be taking. Right. Ranjan has asked how to connect with the team. Do we have a community? And also has asked if we'd be taking any more workshops in the future.
Let Krishna, do you want to take that? Is he on the call still? So we are creating developer communities for developers and other technical people to join and start to use our tools and things like that. That's one way of interacting with us. Second way is go to our website, and there are some forms to fill and things like that to get in touch, or connect with us on LinkedIn, where there's a just send a message.
All right, we will drop all the links in a while, and of course we will share the community link once Krishna is sharing it with us in our Onchain Asia community group. Also, a quick announcement. So the team is doing a giveaway, a .twin domain giveaway, exclusively for our community. This will be done on Twitter. So please stay tuned. We will give more announcements regarding this in Twitter.
So Freddy,
Also,
sorry to interrupt.
yes.
So what we'll do is we will just send in all our links to our socials plus our Telegram group on the Luma blast itself, right? So anyone who has further questions or wants to know more about Synergetics and how to get started, they can join in from there. And plus, we will also share the links on the Onchain Asia community so that people who have not joined through Luma can join in through there.
All right. All right. So by the way, that's Krishna, the community head for Synergetics.ai. A quick intro of the team. Very sorry couldn't do since we weren't sure if we would have enough time to have a call. Mr. Raghu Bala is the founder of Synergetics.ai. Mr. Prince Cherian is the head of design of Synergetics.ai, and Krishna here is the community head for Synergetics.ai. Thank you everyone for taking part in our call today. I will share the links in this chat and also in the community's chat shortly. Thank you so much to Hyderabad DAO for being the community partner for this call. Thank you everyone once again for your time, for taking the time to join us on a Friday evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Hey, Vamps, what's up? Long time. Hi, Freddy.